To our dear learners, to their parents, to the faculty members, school administrators, and all of the stakeholders of Kalalake Elementary School, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. It is indeed an honor to be invited as your guest speaker in your 60-second commencement exercises. Despite the limitation of not seeing you all in person, because we have to do this virtually, well, at least it allows me to remember how my alma mater looked like back in the old days. So let me start my message with a story. So this story is about the chicken and the eagle. Okay, maybe yung iba sa inyo narinig na tong story na ito. So it all started when the eagle's egg fell from its nest, which was located at the top of the tree, down to the nest of a chicken which was on the ground that time. So eventually, the eagle's egg got mixed up with the chickens. Now as the days passed by, the chicken eggs were all hatched, including the eagle's egg. Sabay-sabay sila na napisa. Okay? And the eaglet thought that he was one of the chicks, and so acted like a chicken. He grew up following the mother hen. He pecked on the ground. He would also catch some worm. And the chickens can only fly very low, as we all know. And eventually, the eagle figured out how to also fly very low. Now, one time, he saw another eagle flying so high in the sky, and he was very impressed. Okay? The eagle never ever thought that he could actually do the same because he was actually an eagle. All the eagle knew that he was a chicken, and the saddest part of the story was that the eagle died still thinking he was a chicken. So what was the lesson of the story? All of us can sometimes have these self-limiting thoughts about ourselves. I admit I used to be like that, when I was your age. I can still vividly remember how I spent most of my childhood in this school, in Kalalake Elementary School. And contrary to what most of the people would have thought about me, I was only an ordinary student back then. I was consistent, not as an honor student, but consistently belong to the lower sections. So alam niyo naman, kapag nasa lower section ka, least is expected from you. You are being perceived as someone who is a low achieving student. Okay? So therefore, I kept on failing my father's dream because he was dreaming of someday na mapapakyat ko siya sa stage, and would put that medal on me. Because this were my thinking. I was not like them na nasa top section. I was not good enough. We were poor. I was not smart. So yun yung mga self-limiting thoughts ko about myself. And we didn't have the encyclopedia. If you're going to ask your parents about the encyclopedia, what an encyclopedia is, I'm telling you that was our Google back then. And one more thing, I wasn't belong to the top section kasi dun lang naman pinipili yung mga honor student. So, lagi na lang malungkot yung father ko kasi I wasn't able to fulfill his dream. And so, these were all my self-limiting thoughts about myself. Until when I was in grade 5 and I met this teacher whose name was Mrs. Estrelita Hugo. I don't know if there are still remnants in Kalalake who was able to meet Mrs. Hugo. But let me tell you this, she actually changed my life forever. One time she called me up and told me this thing. Sabi niya, Christine, napansin ko na hindi nalalayo yung mga scores mo sa mga nasa top section. Mahusay ka. Nagtataka lang ako bakit nandito ka sa lower section when dapat nasa higher section ka. Sa susunod na taon, ilalagay kita sa section 1 dahil naniniwala ako sa kakayahan mo. Naniniwala ako na kakayanin mo doon at hindi ako mapapahiya dahil alam ko magaling ka. I was quite surprised by her words. Tumatak talaga sa akin yung sinabi ni Madam Hugo. It was like telling me that, Christine, you are an eagle. You are not a chicken. You do not belong here on the ground. You belong there at the top. The following year, after the deliberation, I was declared as one of the top 10 students, graduating students of my class. 4th honorable mention specifically. And finally, I was able to fulfill my father's dream to bring him up on stage and put that hardly wished medal on me. So why am I sharing this story with you? Dear learners, each one of us is an eagle. You just unleash it and let it fly and soar high. You can actually achieve whatever you want to be. Just trust in us, your educators. When we say we believe in you, that is because we know you can. Now I remember a story of a young man and an old wise man, and the young man was actually trying to outsmart the old wise man. So he come up and asked the old man, sabi niya, "Old man, if you are really wise, can you guess if the bird in my hands is dead or alive?" And to this, the old man answered, "You know, young man, if I tell you that the bird in your hands is alive, you can just easily squeeze its neck to death and tell me that I am wrong because the bird in your hands is dead. But if I tell you that the bird in your hands is dead, you can just easily open your hands and let it fly and tell me that I am wrong because the bird is alive." So you see, the life of the bird depends not on what I say, but it depends in your hands. So what is the lesson of the story? Remember this, learners. The moment that you exit from this institution, a lot more challenges will surely come your way, a lot. Your educators, your mentors, your teachers, however you want to call them, they have equipped you enough with the skills, the values, and the competencies that you need in order for you to win in this life. But we can only do so much. At the end of the day, your success, your being an eagle, still lies in your hands. So the question for you now is, will your eagle be dead in your hands, or will you let it fly and soar high in the sky? Be all that you are meant to be. So again, thank you and congratulations, Class 2021.